a sham. Crash out king, your reign is done. The empire's crumbling down. Fast fires lit the match. The fire spreading through the town. No more painted bodies, no more crocodile tears. The reckoning is here, filled by all these wasted years. Crash out king, your pockets bleed. Your image in the dirt. You built your castle on sand, and now it's getting hurt. So scream and rage and bend. It won't change what's been shown. Your lies are unraveling, your true colors have grown.
What is going on, guys? We are back for another DSP video. And this was a short week, but it was a robust, meaningful week. And we start today looking at the views for DSP Gaming. And my god, look at this. Absolutely look at this. Imagine doing this for almost 20 years. And these are the views you get. But remember, guys, he's very successful and we're all jealous of him. And then he puts this out on Twitter. I'm back. Join me for a great return podcast featuring a discussion on Capcom's fighting game posterity and locking in the next DSP Tries It. You notice how the biggest thing in caps is about giving him money for DSP Tries It. And look at this. We start off the stream where it doesn't say $150. It says $300 as the goal. And he said, oh, I forgot to change it. The GTA stream, we were going for 2 goals, so I didn't have a chance to reset it. It's funny, Phil, how you didn't reset the 300, but you reset how much you got. It's almost like you're sending a message to your audience of what you expect at least every day. And then the topic of DSP Tries It comes up, and he says he will not do the Wendy's combo meal because it's nothing new. However, he will do the adult Happy Meal from McDonald's. And what is that Happy Meal? Oh yeah, that's right. It's the normal menu. Make that make sense, Phil. And then we started the week off with Paranoia from DSP, as he's worried his whales are not going to be there this week. And he's telling people, please step up.
So I'm not kidding you. Out of my 10 streams this week, there's a whopping 5 streams that I don't know if they're going to hit the goal. Okay? So I guess what I would say is, if you guys want to see DSP Tries It this week, which I certainly do, please support whatever stream you can be at. If we hit a goal, that's great. But if you were going to support, please support still. Let's try to hit multiple goals during the streams where we're going to get more people and more support. So hopefully that'll cover the streams where likely we're not going to get much support.
And then again, yet another rant. The old man shaking his fist at the cloud. Of course, I'm talking about FGC. And he's pissed that FGC ruined fighting games and dumbed it down so anyone can play it. It should be only for fighting game experts. I'm not going to go into much detail because we've all heard this over and over. FGC bad. They're sheep. I'm better than them. Listen to me. And we all know his marathon gets supported by like 2 or 3 people under sock accounts. But DSP can't let his ego accept reality. And he's gonna go on to say that so many people support him during these marathons. And there's many different factors that go into a successful marathon.
Oh, Sidious, that I don't know. He says, he says, when you're doing a marathon of classic games like the Mega Man marathon I did recently, and I crush it financially, do I think it has to do with the games? Do I think it has to do with just people coming by? Does it have to do with the marathon? It's all of the above, because I don't really think that there is one factor that is determining, you know, support levels. There's been nights that I played GTA 4 and I made like $300, and there's been nights that I made like $30. It's the same game. So what, you know, what's the difference? I don't know.
And then DSP played the Battlefield 6 open beta. And despite him playing every single Battlefield game, he has now learned that you can spawn on squad mates in Battlefield. Usually when you do your job for 20 years, you're supposed to have some progression. You're supposed to get better at your job. You're supposed to learn. DSP has gone in reverse. He's worse now than he's ever been, and his hand is held in every single stream. And not only that, because he's so brainwashed playing all that Call of Duty, he says, I forgot, this is a team game. Of course, what DSP does is he runs off from the team, starts shooting like it's Call of Duty, and complains that the team is not following him and doing their own thing. And then DSP showed off his PC icons. And there's a few things to note here. First off, he never deletes games. He's got RoboCop, Doom on there, Fallout London, Taxi Life, Mega Man, and Cast and Chill still on his PC. The other thing I want to point out, he has Microsoft Edge, Chrome, and Firefox all installed on his PC. He also has Discord and Zoom installed on his PC. And not only that, look at the bottom, second from the left, chat exports. That means he is saving in a folder chats he had with different people. I wonder why you would need that, Phil. I wonder if there's any pay pigs in there. And of course, new game, you know what that means. DSP gets trolled. And he's on PC with the in-game chat. And we have these comments. Panda was 16. Hi Phil, Panda was 16. Phil Snake Kino. But he let them ban DERICH. Why didn't you unban him, Phil? And of course, the money was not there. Imagine that, another new game that he decided to play after it released. And because there's no money coming in, he says, I'm having zero fun. I wonder, Phil, I wonder why. And every single time there is low support, you're not having fun. The game's boring. The game's messed up. It's fucked up, dude. They fucked it up. And he goes on to say, guys, if we hit the support goal, I will 100% buy the game. You know, the game that he's having zero fun. If not, I don't know. Maybe. And now it's time to see DSP in action in a team-based game. Battlefield 6. Let's see how Big Brain Burnell did.
It does feel, I feel like the full auto guns are way overpowered right now. People barely aim and spray and you die like right away.
Drag away! Objective ready.
Hey, I got a kill. I can't believe it. Another, oh my god. I keep forgetting that this game, it's team-based. So if you kill one, there's likely two other guys right next to him no matter what. That's on me. That's something I have to totally get used to. It's my fault. I haven't played Battlefield in so long. I'm sure I'll start to get used to it. Right now, I am not used to it. I get a kill, I start to reload right away instead of looking around. My fault. What are you kidding me? See what I mean? I start firing. Okay, I admit I missed the first shot. Then it goes hit, hit. I need one more hit. I go to fire. He's just spraying wildly. I'm dead. Dude, it's like actually having to fucking aim and take your time is worse than just spraying right now in this game. The spraying is overpowered. People with full auto spraying weapons should not be insta-downing you. Oh, what? I don't get that at all. At all. I shot him in the face, it didn't register, and I instantly got downed. Okay. Oh, what? What happened? I can't even tell what's happening half the time. Why did I just get downed? I don't know. I was shooting him in the face. How did I die? What? What happened? Every bullet connected, no one died, then I instantly died. What are you kidding me? You see what I mean? What? Oh?
Attack support needed on marked objective. Nice headshot.
Huh? It doesn't make any sense. I'm not firing. How would anyone have known I'm there? What the fuck, man?
And you're never gonna believe this, guys. First stream of the week. Brand new game. And he doesn't make the goal. What a shame.
You know, I didn't think I was going to have that much fun today, but I was hoping that we were going to get a good supportive crowd today, and we didn't. And that's what sucks.
Yeah, you hear that? All the people that support him in this stream, it doesn't matter. Support sucked. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't enough money, dudes. And then after the stream, DSP put this out. After today's stream, I'm leaning towards skipping Battlefield 6. Conquest is too chaotic. Smaller maps feel like a COD ripoff. And the second stream didn't even get support. Perhaps a beta was a great idea to save me some time and money. I'd like your feedback, so please share. And who replies? Billy Mitchell. Here comes the beggar king again to grovel like a slave. And then we have Moobs, who shows DSP as an actual pig. And then we get to the night stream, GTA 4 with mods. And he's worried, and he's telling people, don't freak out, but we might not have DSP tries it for the McDonald's adult Happy Meal, unless people support. That is right. Give him money for him to eat a Happy Meal. Then he put this out about GTA 4. Please come by to chill and support the final streams of this classic at 7 p.m. Remember when it was 6:45? I remember when it was 6:30? I remember when it was 6:25? It's funny how he pushes it later and later, but the end time never changes. But he wants the same amount of support. And this is the biggest scam that DSP is running right now. So let's say he misses the goal by $20 or $30. So in theory, to make up for that, he would only need an extra $20 or $30. So $170, $180. But DSP says, please guys, let's hit 2 goals to make up for earlier. So you're telling me you missed it by like $20 or $30, but you now want $150 extra to make up for that $20 or $30. And that is how he scams people. And of course, this is how DSP holds the games hostage. It doesn't matter what game he's playing. There's always some sort of hostage deal with every game. And GTA 4 is no exception, especially for the DLC.
If we hit a double goal for GTA tonight, okay? The next time we play GTA will be next week. It'll be a daytime stream instead of a night stream. We'll finish the campaign of GTA 4 in that stream, and we will start the Ballad of Gay Tony. There you go. But we have to hit a double support goal tonight, $300. But if we hit a double goal, GTA 4 becomes a day stream. We finish the game, the base game, and we start Ballad of Gay Tony. There you go. But we must hit the double goal. So who's going to make that happen? That's all that you want and more. That's all that you want and more.
And now, in a weird moment, DSP starts questioning methadone clinics and why going from one drug to the other is a good idea.
So, I'm curious, many of you may know the answer. I don't, because I've never been into drugs or know anything about it. A methadone clinic is a place where they put you on another drug called methadone to get you to not be addicted to hard drugs anymore, correct? But my question is, why then do people say it turns people into a zombie? Like, does it really fuck you up? Does it actually, like, destroy you? In which case, how is that better than being on other hard drugs? It gets you off heroin? How does it work? How does it stop you from being addicted to heroin? And how does it turn you into a zombie?
Bend over, baby.
Oh, really? Buckwell says, no, his brother's been on methadone for 10 years. You don't just get fucked up by using it. It's only if you abuse it and take too much. So if that's the case, aren't you just substituting methadone for heroin? And how is that any better? If you're substituting a different drug for the drug, it blocks your opiate receptors, therefore fixing the chemical imbalance in your brain. So wait. It gives you a flat effect. It makes you numb to all emotions. This is what I mean. Like, I understand, so you get off heroin so you don't die, but if it turns you into a zombie, then how does that help? But Buckwell's saying, no, it doesn't always do that. It's not like a blanket effect. So first you have to get weaned off another drug, then you get weaned off the methadone. Jeez, man. That's horrible. I would never wish that upon anyone. Holy crap, man. Anyway, Mundo did a $5 super chat. He says, would you rather have a horizontal butt crack or a vertical mouth? I would rather have a $75 contribution so we could hit our first goal.
And what a shock. A dent or a family member of a dent on drugs. What a shock that is. And then right after that, someone re-upped their membership. And by the way, it does not count towards the gold, dude. And said, for the next DSP tries it, DSP does heroin. I can only imagine he would fuck that up too. What the fuck, dude? Where am I supposed to put the needle? What the fuck, dude? I can't find in vain. They fucked it up, dude. And of course, DSP's gonna retcon yet again why he started wearing those shirts. In reality, it's because LTG told him, work on your sexy, wear more crispy clothes. And now DSP's gonna say it's because of his audience, because they liked the shirts and told him to wear more like that. And Phil, in both scenarios of LTG telling you work on your sexy and your audience telling you you're 43 years old, dress better, neither situation is good for you, Phil.
Thank you, King Michael. King Michael likes my shirt. This was actually the first summertime style shirt I ever wore 2 years ago. We did that summer marathon, and I bought this shirt just for that marathon. And then people liked it so much, they said, will you wear other clothes like that? So then I did.
And then we got a flash of classic DSP playing GTA. As on this mission, he says he's going after this character in the game. He's a hater. And what proceeds to happen is he tries to steal a bike, an NPC beats his ass down, and he fails the mission. But remember, dude, I never failed the mission.
Whatever you say, buddy. Unfortunately, for hitting my friend, I'm going to kick the shit out of you.
He runs like the pussy he is. Take down the hater.
Fuck you and die!
No, I need this, you fucking idiot. Oh my god. You're kidding. Dude, I ever failed the mission. I can't. He won't let me edit. Look.
Shut up.
We had this person, Kremp, start gifting subs. Like 19 of them. And it kept going and going and going. And DSP was happy with the money. However, it would go very, very bad very, very soon. As he would take offense to what Kremp is saying in the chat. And people kept saying, this is ICS, Iron Chef Sakai. Don't trust him. Don't take the money. And Kremp said to the audience, I don't explain to peasants. And DSP took this personally. And he thought he was talking to him. And then this happened.
He originally was in the chat April 25th. He said one word and that was it. And then he returned tonight. He said, thanks, homie, to your future stepdad. Then when I asked who to give the badges to, he said random. Then he said, I'll put up 250 subs if you collab with Papa on Wing on Kick. I love you both. Who is Papa on Wing? I don't know who that is. How would I collab with someone who I don't know who that is? I don't even know what content they make. I don't know, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Then he says, I don't answer the peasants. Then he says, a little bit of the 200K I'm making this year. Thanks for giving good content. I don't answer to the less fortunate. Who are you talking to? I'm the streamer. I have a right to ask you whatever I want, and you got to answer. If you don't, I have a right to kick your ass off my stream, regardless of the fact of how much you contributed or not. Now, are you Iron Chef Sakai or not? Answer right fucking now in chat. Are you Iron Chef Sakai or not? I wanted an answer right now. The stream is on hold until we get a fucking answer. He said, I'm your daddy. No, you're my little bitch. Don't you understand? I run the fucking show out here, not you. So enjoy your fucking ban. Go get fucked, okay? Now I'm not counting any of his contributions whatsoever towards the stream. He can go fuck himself. So let's see, 24. Let's subtract 120 bucks from our goals for tonight. So this is now, who is the second place?
Now keep in mind, Kremp said he makes over $200,000 a year. And DSP over the years has said he barely spent any money on WWE champions. But then he says this.
I spend more on mobile games than you make in a year, bitch.
And then he banned Kremp. But as soon as he banned him and all the subs went away, Ether right away, on point, 50 kick subs. And now DSP is paranoid. Everyone is Iron Chef Sakai. And he demands right now to know if Ether is Iron Chef Sakai as well.
No, I feel like he's in here every once in a while. Because don't you notice that? Because Ether, at least you've been here since the start when I started streaming on Kick. Did you notice? ICS, he comes back. There's always a new name randomly out of nowhere that will all of a sudden drop a bunch of contributions. And then we never hear from them ever again. They're just here, they drop it, and then they just disappear. It's like a burner account, right? So that's who I think it is. He doesn't come back with his own account. He can't. He's banned, but he comes back with burner accounts, I think, from time to time. So, okay. Well, you heard what I said earlier. If this stuff gets charged back, then no. Like, if during this week, I don't get paid for these subs, all right, then no, then we're not doing it. So I'll let you know, because I actually get paid on Thursdays. So I'll let you know on Thursday if I get paid or not for all these subs. If they don't come through, that means that this is all charged back and it was all actually ICS, and then we can't do it. All right? That's right, I get paid weekly, so I'll know this week if I'm getting paid or not. Yep.
Now you heard that at the end. He's worried about chargebacks on Kick. And remember in the past he always said you can't charge back on Kick. Now he's saying you can, and he looked at his partner contract and it said that there actually could be chargebacks. And from what I've heard, the chargeback system is very similar to PayPal, how they don't do it themselves, it's a third party. And it's very different from the YouTube chargeback system. And I'll say this here, even if you're trolling him, do not give him money in hopes of chargeback. First off, you're giving him money. Second of all, there's no guarantee you'll actually win the chargeback. If you want salt from DSP, starve him of support, and then the true DSP comes out. And then remember how Kremp said, I'm your daddy? That set DSP off? That was a hint to who he was. So the very first message from Kremp, at your future stepdad, thanks homie, he kept talking to your future stepdad. And then we go a little bit further down, and it says, Kremp said, at Kremp. So he's talking to himself, so he thinks he's under the your future stepdad account, and he's talking to Kremp. Just a little bit of the 200K I'm making this year. And then Kremp tries to say, I'm your daddy, to hint that it's your future stepdad. But of course, DSP is too dumb to understand that. And then Kremp was banned on Kick, so he went to YouTube. Hey Phil, this is Kremp. I just want to ask for your email so I can explain myself. I'm not charging back, by the way. And you can tell DSP is getting really pissed off at Kick because they keep saying, we're giving you moral support. And DSP is going to go on to say, well, that's good, but moral support can't pay my bills, dude. Give me real support.
Okay. Another one. We gotta go back again. Buckwell says, I got 10,000 moral support on Kick. That's got to be worth something. It is. It's worth moral support because if you're not aware, right now, if I were to go to the store and I was checking out at the grocery store and they said, how would you like to pay, sir? I would say, moral support. They don't accept moral support as a form of payment at the grocery store. Okay? So, that's not really how it works. All right. Anyway, John Michael did a $10 super...
And look at that, after he takes away the subs from Kremp, back-to-back streams of not hitting the goal. And look at that, back-to-back streams where the goal was not hit. And it's almost 20 minutes of the daily wrap. And what is it all about? Money, money, yeah. And now we get to Monday. And the very first thing we see from DSP, as he says in chat, yes, auto mod is on, but it only mods comments with a certain list of YouTube bad words, etc. And some of the examples of bad words that are banned: IRS, Panda, Kino Casino, 220, Snort, and of course, the word job. And DSP is still talking about Kremp and what happened last night. When he says, when you have that level of nonsense, there's no way to tell what's real and what's not. That is right. Paranoid Side Phil is here. And we have a quote from DSP. What do they say? Don't look in the horse's mouth or whatever? This man's brain is jello. And in the first clip, DSP is going to say, yes, you can charge back on Kick. And then in the other clip, he's going to say, no, you can't do it. The money's mine. Thanks for the money, dummy.
Oh, no, that's not true at all. Absolutely on Kick, there can be chargebacks. It says as much right on the partner income page. When you're looking at, here's your income for the week, and it breaks it down like how you did each day, it says right there, this is the total you're owed after fees and chargebacks. So there is a possibility that you can charge back on Kick, supposedly. I haven't experienced it yet, but it says right on the page that you can charge back. So it makes me feel like it's possible. I mean, isn't it also possible on Twitch? And I'm almost positive that Kick and Twitch use almost the same system. You have a long-time lurker. Here's the thing. He's like, oh, I don't trust Iron Chef Sakai. He can't do anything. Like, you understand he's not tipping. If he was tipping, you could say, oh, there's a risk that he's going to, like, charge back. But he's not tipping. He's doing things that there's nothing you can do. Like, you cannot charge back a super chat. You can't charge back a gifted sub on Kick. Those are contributions that it's like no take backsies, right? Like, there's no refunding it. So it's all good.
And DSP getting even more paranoid by the second. He is now calling out Ether again. He wants to know if he's Iron Chef Sakai, if he's trolling him. He wants to know about those chargebacks, dude.
Understand something? Anything you say in my chat is micro-analyzed by my stalker trolls. So, for example, one of them right now is in YouTube chat and says, ask Ether why it was okay to make fun of your paranoia in post-stream chat when you have been consistently trolled like this for years. I don't know what you said in post-stream chat because I don't have paranoia. I'm not, like, stalking the chat. I have no idea what you said. But they probably recorded every word you've ever said in chat, and they have, like, a fucking running tally of it. And then what they'll do is they'll cross-reference that with other things. Stands.
I do want to point something out here. How he says he doesn't stalk his viewers on Kick. He doesn't look at everything they say. However, on Kick, you can look at the chat history of a person, and you can see exactly every single thing they say. But of course, DSP is the most honest person on the planet. You can trust him, dude. And this week, he is playing Mafia Suikoden 2, and a bunch of games. He's worried the whales will not show up. He will not hit the goal. And he's going to tell people, please step up, because he's worried about support on those streams.
So here's the deal. We're at 14 goals. We want to hit 20 goals by the first stream on Thursday. If we do, then we'll be doing DSP Tries It, the adult Happy Meal from McDonald's. If we happen to do even better than that and hit 20 goals earlier than that, we'll do it even earlier. But if we're going to do it this week, we have to hit that by the first stream on Thursday because I'm off on Friday and Saturday. Okay? I would love to do it this week. I already told you I would buy both. I'd buy the Nugget Happy Meal and the Quarter Pounder Happy Meal so I get 2 of the toys and we'll see what they are. Just like I did with the Minecraft meal months ago. Or I will do kind of a similar DSP Tries It. Okay? So I hope you guys will support the stream today. I am nervous about it, and here's why. The last 2 Mafia streams did very poorly. One of them only did like 30-40 bucks, and another did like maybe 70-80 bucks. We have not even come close to hitting a support goal during a Mafia stream since the premiere of Mafia about a week ago. So outside of the premiere, you know, and the thing is we're already halfway through the game. I'm gonna beat it. It's 2 more streams to wrap it up. We're definitely beating the game this week. But if we have a couple streams here, because I'm playing it today and Wednesday, and we don't hit the goals then we're probably not doing DSP Tries It this week, you know? Unless people are overly generous and we end up hitting multiple goals on other streams, then we're not going to be doing it. So, let's get some support today from Mafia. Let's hit the goal on this stream so that we stay on pace to do DSP Tries It for Thursday, okay? Hopefully that sounds good. I want to do it on Thursday with you guys or earlier, but we got to make it happen, and we got to not have a completely dead stream where I'm playing Mafia and no one talks and no one supports. Hopefully that's not the case today. Personally, I have enjoyed Mafia. I think that it's a pretty good game. It's not the best game I've ever played, but it's certainly not a terrible game. It's entertaining. It's got that vibe of watching like an old school, you know, Mafia movie. And I'm looking forward to see how it makes progress today.
And would you look at that? Out of nowhere, we have a video from Justin Wong. I ran into Darkside Phil on rank in CVS 2. This has got to be a good video about Darkside Phil, right? I mean, they're buddies from the FGC. There's no way Justin Wong is going to talk bad about Darkside Phil. Oh my god.
Oh, that was tricky. That was so tricky right there. What's up, everybody? This is Justin Wong. We're back with another CVS2 video, and today finally we got a chance to fight against a Darkside Phil. So we decided to run some games in CVS2 because we ran into each other in rank. So obviously I picked some ratio 4, I picked some random teams. He wanted to fight by main team. So if you guys want to see the action, make sure you guys hit the like, share, subscribe, turn on bell's notification. Yeah, that's a hard link. That's such a hard link.
His Ken is great too. His Ken is super good. Every character is good, man.
He's a hook. Yo, he is jumping. Ooh. Bro, my man is hopping. My real, to be honest, I don't even know. Hey guys, can I ask you a question? What's my real team? Claw, Chun-Li, Sagat. Is that my real team? DSP's doing good. But like, so Vega, Chun-Li, Sagat's my real team.
And now DSP's gonna retcon jerking off on stream on May 1st.
Now as for your second question, about the incident 9 years ago, I talked about this many times. I don't shy away from talking about it because the real reason that I survived the incident is because I owned it and because I made a joke out of it and I laughed with it while the whole world was laughing at me. I laughed too. I feel like if I had done it the opposite and instead I had been like offended or tried to hide it as a secret or said it didn't happen, it would have been very poorly for me. You know, it probably would have been the end. But instead, I treated it like, you know, a stupid, embarrassing, funny thing that could have happened to anyone, and it panned out well. Now, hold on one second here. Get this. To be honest, I feel like I am pretty lucky in that regard. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I was a unique guy in a situation where so many people on the internet at that point were already making fun of me for like, this is how you don't play and stuff, that it didn't really matter that there was another thing that they were trying to tack on that was embarrassing. If everyone is already saying, this guy is a joke, he's a bad gamer and all of this. Keep in mind, this was before I was an interactive streamer. I didn't do anything like I'm doing right now. It was more just doing raw playthroughs and trying to put out quality playthroughs, right? So, here we go. There we are. So, yeah, like, because already people had kind of made me out to be a joke on the internet and stuff like that, I think that's why I was able to laugh it off and people laughed at me, but it was okay. Like, if it was the first time you ever heard about DSP and that's what you heard, you probably would have been like, what the hell? Who is this degenerate loser? But people already knew who Darkside Phil was, and they're like, oh my god, now that's an embarrassing thing that happened to him, right? Also, let's be very honest here. I was very lucky that absolutely nothing was shown. Because the truth of the matter is, nothing was shown whatsoever. Nothing. It was just my stupid O-face, awful resolution, peach fuzz, no audio. You didn't see what I was looking at. Obviously, there was no nudity or anything. No, really, it was not true sexual content. There's more sexual content shown in a movie like American Pie than was in that clip, right? So I was very lucky. Because if I had shown anything, or if there was actually audio that had been captured or something, oh boy, that probably would have definitely been like not able to come back from. But I did get lucky in that regard, okay? Now, a lot of people say, well, how did that whole go down and everything? It's honestly, it's a pretty simple story. It's just a sad one. And I've told it before. Some people to this day accuse me of faking it. Are you insane? You think I would fake something like that? It's like I've said, it was my most embarrassing moment of my life. And like the one silver lining I take out of it is that no matter what happens to me for the rest of my life, I've already experienced my most embarrassing moment. There's no way I could have a more embarrassing moment than that. Really, like what else could there be more embarrassing than that? So I'm good in that regard. I got it out of my system relatively early, right? In regards to the incident, now that the most embarrassing moment has happened, you know, I honestly think like things have slowly gotten better since then, honestly, if you want to know the truth. That really was the low point of my life. So what's the story behind it? It's not complicated at all. At that time frame, things were falling apart for me. This was 9 years ago, okay? Things were falling apart for me piece by piece my entire life. So first of all, I moved out here in 2014. I lived in Connecticut originally, but I basically spent like all of my money that I had earned on YouTube for this move. To buy the house, to move across the country, to furnish the house, and some. I overspent basically expecting that I was always going to make the same amount of money. Within 2 years of me moving, my income was like halved. So I was completely screwed because I was already up to eyeballs in debt, and I didn't see a way out of this financially. I thought that I had completely screwed myself up entirely for the rest of my life. So just that, okay, was one big problem that was going on. Then my personal life started to unravel. You know, I was with a significant other. I'm no longer with her since 2017, by the way. My current, you know, my wife and everything I met after that, okay? So anyway, I had been with this, you know, this girl for a while, and we decided to move and start a life together. And at first it was fine, but basically as soon as stuff started to happen, like financial issues and heavy trolling on the internet, basically our whole relationship fell apart. Like, we just stopped wanting to spend time together. We didn't really talk that much. We lived in the same house, but we weren't really interacting that much. She went off and got a job for herself and was hanging out with her own friends while I was at home all the time working to pay the bills and keep the house, basically. So the entire thing had fallen apart. I mean, it got to the point where we weren't barely talking or interacting. And it sucked because, you know, at that point, there's no privacy. We live in the same house. So how do you have any privacy to yourself when you're living with someone who's almost just like a roommate, right? It was just messed up. Now, the thing is, we didn't want to tell the internet about that because everyone would just turn it into drama. So we lied and we fibbed and we basically made a bunch of stuff up constantly. There was a couple times we tried to make it still work. Like we went on a trip once to Seattle, and maybe this trip is like kind of the last straw where it will click again and things will work out. But it just didn't work out, all right? It was destined to fail. It really wasn't a good relationship to begin with, to be honest with all of you, okay? Anyway, so my personal relationship was falling apart at the seams. I was up to my eyeballs in debt. I was constantly being trolled all the time. And so basically what I saw was that this room, this office, as I called it back then, now I call it more of a studio because I have so much fancy stuff in here now. But back then I just considered it my office, right? My workspace. This was literally the only room in the house where I could be private, where we didn't have a shared space where she would have access to it. You know what I'm saying? When I was in here and the door was closed, that's me time, right? Problem being, she was almost always home. Yes, she had a job, so there was a few times a week when she went to work. For the most part, the only time that I got to myself, to be for myself here, was here in this room. So how did this situation happen? Well, I was insanely stressed out. We weren't really together. You know, I was at my wit's end. I wanted some private time, and I idiotically tried to squeeze in some private time at the only time that I could, like literally as I was starting my work stream, which is the stupidest thing you could possibly do, but it wasn't like I was in my right mind. I was insanely stressed out. I was doing dumb things. I mean, daily people were baiting me into doing rage bait shit on stream. And, you know, like I said, it was just a very different time of my life. And I'm so happy now things are so very different. I'm much wiser. I'm older. I don't usually, you know, fall for dumb shit like that. I do still sometimes, but not all the time. And things are just a lot different now. Okay, I'm so happy that I met my wife, and I'm happily married, and we have such a great life together. Like I said, my home life outside of this room is amazing. It's really, really good, and it's actually getting better now that things are better with support, where we can take extra days off. Like this week, we're gonna have an extra day off. We can spend time together. It's gonna be really, really good. Okay, but anyway, yeah. So this room was basically my one escape from this depressing life that I had behind the scenes, you know. And I know that sounds messed up. It really was. Like, it really was dysfunction. It was a split existence where we had to keep up appearances to make everyone think that we were still happy and together. I mean, I'm not even kidding. We basically weren't together almost the full 2 years that we still lived together. Because remember, we moved out here in 2014. I would argue probably it was around middle to late 2015 that the whole thing fell apart. And then we still were together, but not really. Until, what was it, like the beginning of 2017? I want to say it was February, March 2017 when we broke up and she moved out. So, I mean, think about being like a prisoner in your own house for like a year and a half. You're stuck with someone who you really don't have feelings for. If they don't have feelings for you, you're trying to make it work. It's not working. You have no way to really be separated because it's not like this is a humongous house where like I can't live on the top floor and she lives on the bottom floor. Like, you know what I mean? So it was a pretty messed up situation. And that's why it happened, because here I am trying to basically have a moment for myself of relief before a stream. And I'm just trying to, like, you know, fit it in when I really can't do it at any other time. And I'm idiotically even trying to do it when the stream is live. That was insanely stupid. Like, the most dumb thing I could have done. And of course, now I know that and admit that. But back then, I just didn't give a shit. Honestly, to be honest, remember, this was also the year when I was trying to rebrand myself as KO Gaming, and I was doing a whole edited content channel on YouTube. So in my mind, things were already falling apart and it wasn't working. Like, YouTube was falling apart. I was losing money constantly, losing viewers constantly. My relationship was breaking up. My financials were awful. Everything was bad in my life. So I was like, fuck it. I don't even care anymore. I don't care about the risks I take. I don't care about nothing because nothing's working anyway. So who gives a shit? You know, I was really depressed. 2016, yeah, I was really, really depressed that year. I wouldn't be surprised if you look back at stuff I did in 2016, shaking my head at like, geez, this guy was so angry at everything. I really was. I was very upset that things that were turning out that way. I thought that I was basically going to have to stop doing YouTube, and I was going to probably have to give up the house. That's what I thought ultimately, is that I was going to have to lose my house. I was already losing my relationship. I was probably already going to lose my house. I was going to lose everything. You know what I mean? So it was just a really messed up time. But like I said, I'm glad I got past it, and now I'm stronger for it. The most embarrassing thing that could have happened to me has already happened, and now I have the rest of my life to focus on instead of worrying about what's the next thing. There is no next bad thing, really. It's already all behind me, the worst stuff. Okay, I know that was a long story, but it is a long story.
And now, despite DSP never saying this in the past, he revealed he had 2 rabbits when he lived with his parents. And they were kept in the basement, and one of them was named Trixie. This sounds like the biggest load of horse shit I've ever heard. Unless he has a rabbit right now named Trixie.
So rabbits are cool. Rabbits are cool. My rabbit, his name was Bun E Rabbit. That's what we actually named him, Bun E Rabbit. I know, very creative, right? He was a little guy. Now back then they didn't have any kind of enclosures or cages like they have today. Like today, if you go to the pet store, they have all kinds of stuff. If you go online, they have like these big wood cages. If you look like online at videos and stuff, they recommend that you have like big hutches and pens and stuff. Back then, I'm not kidding, they just had metal bar cages. I'm talking top, bottom, everything was metal. So we had a metal bar cage for him that he lived in. And yeah, to be honest, I do feel like we should have given him a better place to live, you know, in retrospect, because you know, you learn about things over time and you find out, oh, well, if they stand on metal bars, they could hurt their feet and stuff. And I'm like, man, I wonder if he ever did. I wonder if his feet were injured and we never even knew. Am I going the wrong way? The gas is on the other side. Damn, these aren't mine. This is for the cars, not for the trucks here. Yeah, I'm on the wrong side. Yeah, look, I'm totally in the wrong area, actually. Just like back then, you couldn't even get loose hay. I'm serious. So you know how now for all kinds of small animals, you buy the loose hay stuff? You couldn't even get that back then. All they had were these dehydrated, like, alfalfa hay cubes. And you would buy that, and your animal would, like, nibble on it. But today, everything's so different. You go to the pet store, and they've got the loose hay bags all over the store. They've got a ton of different kinds of enclosures. They've got all these things they just didn't have back then. It's just, it's different now. You know, I guess technology and knowledge has advanced when it comes to rabbits. I just remember it being completely different when I was a kid than like now. Okay. Were the rabbits in a spare room or in a shed outside? No, they were actually one of my rabbits, Bunny, was in the upstairs hallway. He was in the corner of the hallway. And then the other rabbit, Trixie, she was called, like for tricks are for kids, so we named her Trixie. She was in the basement because we didn't have any more room anywhere, so she had to be in the basement. Okay, time for rest. No, I had 2 rabbits when I was a kid. Not now. I don't have any other pets besides Jasper Kitty right now.
And DSP was getting wailed out just like he does every single truck sim. He has $223 and he's complaining. He hasn't got support in the past 17 minutes. How about you go fuck yourself, Phil? And of course, this is another example. If Phil thinks it in his head, he portrays it as a fact. And said Apple changed phone chargers to USB-C because people had enough of Apple. Of course, what happened was laws in Europe forced Apple to change the chargers. And instead of making 2 different chargers, they just made one charger universal. But of course, DSP always has to be right. He did nothing wrong, he did everything correct. And remember how he kept saying, I'm gonna sue detractors, anyone that uses my content, I'm gonna sue you and end it and take your house and all that? Well, now he's saying he isn't worried about detractors stealing his content. Amazing how fast that changed. Now, if you remember, DSP was obsessed with Andy Worski and wanted to see his abs, and at one point, he called Andy Worski his gaming soulmate. Now DSP saying, I don't remember saying that. If I did, it was a joke, dude.
Can I just allegations I called Andy my soulmate? I don't remember that at all. If I did, it obviously was a joke. It would have been, I think the phrase was actually my gaming soulmate, and that's because someone said that I think it was in the Kino Casino chat, someone said it. So I responded to it, and I was like, yeah, he's my gaming soulmate or something like that. I don't know. It was this fucking one-off line. I don't even think he ever even said a word about it, right? Nothing.
And DSP was over $200. However, he ran the slideshows for 6 minutes, hoping for another $60 so he could hit $300 and hit a second goal. The greed, the entitlement is off the charts. And look at that, almost 9 minutes of the daily rap. And what's it all about? Money, money, yeah. And he's worried no one's going to support Sokudin tomorrow on the stream. And now we get to Tuesday, and the spiral continues for DSP as he starts the pre-stream with 95 people watching on YouTube. That is just sad and pathetic for a guy who's been doing this almost 20 years. And we have this comment here left on Justin Wong's Darkside Phil video by Banana Stand Operator. You did attacks I'd literally never seen before. I thought all you could do in these games was jump, kick, and throw based on watching Phil play. Justin isn't aware that DSP called him a Nepto baby that got good because he could play games 24/7 because he had rich parents. He's also unaware that DSP talked trash about the late flow. Rip. This guy is an F-tier human being. DSP was definitely on his best behavior on his stream when this happened. The GOAT versus the bloat. Justin, play him on an alt account and see how toxic he gets. And now DSP is going to get very toxic, and he's going to say, everyone says I'm sending tips to myself and support to myself. I'm AI, dude. And he can't let it go, because every time he does something like this, you know it's getting to him. It's under his thin skin, and this is how he lashes out at people.
Let's get one. Remember, hold on a second, excuse me. We all know that all the support that I get is all actually, I send it to myself, right? We all know that I am actually Ether. I am Kremps. I am Infinite 177. I'm also Lance Catamaran. I'm your future stepdad, right? But I'm also NDO 103. Okay? Who else am I? Who else would I be? Let's think about this. Oh, I must be Habib. I have to be Habib, right? So we know that it's all me. And what I've done is I've programmed an elaborate AI that watches my stream, and when I use certain trigger keywords, contributions come in. Okay? So here we go. So right now, I'm going to use this trigger keyword. Let's get our first sub of the day over on Kick right now. There we go. Your future stepdad has gifted a sub to Mending a Reel. Mending a Reel? That's a weird name. Your future stepdad, thank you so much. There we go. The AI is right on time. Beautiful. Appreciate that. Let's get this AI, your future stepdad, on the leaderboard. Absolutely perfect timing. There we go. Now, on the YouTube side, let's do it. Let's trigger the AI. Let's get our first gifted membership of the day on the YouTube side. Right now. Okay, I think I still have some bugs to work out on the YouTube side. I think the AI isn't working over there. Because at least we got it working on the kick side. Right?
Then we have another loser dent, Cotton Eye Joe. Do you and Kat ever wrestle for fun? I do with my girl. And of course, another JRPG that's not working out. What a shocking twist that is. And he says it's important that they need to hit the goal today, right now. And then we have a throwback where Panda was telling the story about how people were freaked out about the age difference between Phil and Panda. And imagine that. People getting freaked out that the girl that was 17, and by the way, she dropped out of high school for Phil. That is right. She is a high school dropout for Phil. And people couldn't understand why a 17-year-old girl would want to be with a mid-20s guy. Of course, we all know the answer to that, don't we, Phil? You grooming son of a bitch.
But no, they were fine with it until I told them his age. And then it kind of got a little weird with some people. Some people were like, oh, that's cool, you know, we just happen to be older, but hey, you're happy, everyone's happy. But some people were really freaked out by the idea of me dating someone older. And they made some jokes, like obviously they ribbed me a little bit about him being older, like, oh, I couldn't find anyone at your high school, or, you know, little cracks like that, and I was fine with that. But then it got to the point where they were making fun of him for his age.
And then guess what, guys? DSP did not hit the goal, and he was bragging. When he played the first game of this, he hit the goal every single stream, but missed the very first stream of the second game. One little detail he leaves out here is that when he played the first game in this franchise, he was still part of the Kino Casino rub. But now that it's gone, he's hitting less and less goals on stream. Funny how that works out. And then on the night stream, DSP said the money he got on the first stream was not up to his standard, and he needs $300 tonight to get back on track. Again, imagine you gave him money on the first stream and he says, that's not up to my standard, it's not enough, give me more, fuck you. And he was complaining that all these new release games are not resulting in new people watching his stream. And he was talking about how in the past, all these new releases, there would be thousands of new people that would come to his streams and check it out. Well, Phil, it's not the game, it's you. Nobody cares about you, your opinion, your shitty gameplay, and you have so much more competition now than you had before. And everyone is outworking you. Even channels that started in 2025 are outperforming you. And this is a very weird thing that DSP's doing. So for the 420 animation, it's him in a Rasta wig with music playing, and DSP happily says, this is culture appropriation animation. I don't think Phil knows what that means. And guess what, guys? Now that the Kino rub is over and he's back to pre-Kino support, all of a sudden, his shower is broken, parts of his bathroom need replaced, his kitchen is outdated, cabinets are breaking. It's funny how things change but stay the same. And Phil, you had the money. You had like $40,000. You could have fixed everything. But you had to buy all that shitty background stuff and waste it like a bitch. And DSP played Minecraft on the late stream, and he was getting angry. One, because support's not coming in, and two, he thinks Minecraft is too hard. And DSP was bragging about how he hydrates a lot, and a lot of the stuff he mentions is counterproductive, and he sounds very much like a dryback.
So FYI, I hydrate really well. Every day that I stream, I typically drink this entire big thermos of water. I don't know how much it is. It's probably like 20 something to 32 ounces of water, but I drink this over the course of my 2 streams every day. So I'm well hydrated. That's why people say, why does he have to pee a lot? Because I'm drinking that water a lot. I think it's like 4 of these mugs. I think it's 4 mugs of water. I drink that during my streaming. I hydrate quite a lot. And of course, then I have 2 cups of coffee. I have a cup of cherry juice with dinner. So I drink a lot in one day. I really do. I hydrate a ton.
And now you're gonna see another example of DSP and his cringe humor. But remember, guys, he's not a children's entertainer.
Now my inventory is massively full.
and the money's still not coming in. And you know what that means when support is low. He is saying if Minecraft does not hit the goal tonight, it's gone. That is right. Every single week, you have to support it or it's gone. First stream, it doesn't hit the goal, it's gone, dude. And now DSP is so desperate for money. The kick badge offer is back on the table, baby. Then we have PFC, Deer in Headlights. I sent a $10 super chat and PayPal each. My bad, I didn't know before. Would I need to send a $20 for the sheep being named? And then here we go, $50, PFC. Harambe will be seen next stream, goal reach. For the other two sheeps, you can name them Alberto and the other one, Del Rio. And then $10, how he's been a fan since WWE 12. And then another $20. The first sheep will be named Harambe. And then another $2 tip. Halfway through the $300 goal, great stream today. And now DSP's gonna say, with GTA 6 coming out, he hopes that all AAA game developers put more effort into making games and making better games and better stories. And he's hoping if that happens, he'll get more people to his audience. He'll get more support, dude.
Having some problems doing that. PFC Deer in Headlights says, do you think GTA 6 might be the best playthrough you'll anticipate doing in years, as of how engaging, funny, and greatness of Rockstar games is to all of us? I think it will reinvigorate the gaming industry again and have companies step up. Let me put it this way. There has been such a lack of dependably good AAA games, it's incredibly hard for me to get people to get a big game feel streaming it anymore. Every game just feels like, if you like this style of game, come check it out. But nothing feels like, this is the big one, the must watch, right? Nothing feels like that anymore. I used to go to midnight releases or even stream games at midnight when they unlocked digitally, because you had that feeling people wanted to see that stuff at launch. That doesn't happen anymore. Now it's just like, meh, another game. So yeah, GTA 6 could be the first game in a very, very long time that has that hype feel to it. I don't know.
And of course, anyone who's more successful than DSP is a loser, is a shill, and is predatory towards kids. But Phil is the everyday man. He's so honest, so truthful. He would never lie to people, right? The King Snake, the creature, have you heard of it?
So, all this time, years now, we've been talking about Mr. Beast, and I've been talking about how I don't like the guy because I do feel like his content is predatory towards kids. Contests that kids can't really win, but he acts like they can. He sells his stuff based on that, and basically he's kind of like really, really doing kind of underhanded malicious stuff with kids, and that's how he got rich, right?
And look at that, almost 10 minutes of daily rap, complaining that the first stream didn't get enough money and it wasn't up to his standard. That is right. Money, money. Yeah, yeah. And now we get to Wednesday, the second last day of the week for DSP, and he starts it out begging like a bitch so he can have DSP tries it on Thursday. And despite DSP saying, I'm very healthy, I eat healthy, he's now saying it's okay for him to eat fast food once a week, even though he's pushing for 2 DSP tries it a week now. And obviously, if you look at him, since he started doing DSP tries it again, he has gained weight. He will refuse to admit that, and his milkers have even got bigger and fuller. But DSP lives in a different reality.
Aren't I concerned with the seed oils I'm consuming with the fast food I eat? Sounds really unhealthy. What's your cardio like? You think that me eating 1 fast food meal a week, out of all the food that I eat, 1 fast food meal, that's bad for me? Well, the truth is any fast food is bad for you. That's correct. But it's called cheat day. It's called on that day, that's your one day that you eat the bad stuff. And then everything else is fine. I'm eating turkey. I'm eating chicken, lean meats, meats that are low in uric acid, like they don't cause uric acid buildup for the rest of the week. And I have to do that for my health. So I don't eat a lot of fat. I don't eat a lot of, everything I'm eating is lean. Lean meats. Low sodium too, like I watch my sodium levels. cheat meal, not cheat day. I guess, yeah, it's a cheat meal. Right. It's my one major cheat meal of the week. Even on a day off, if my wife and I order out or eat out, I usually eat healthy. I don't eat fatty meats. I don't eat pork. I barely ever eat red meat. I almost never eat shellfish. I only eat like chicken, turkey, and vegetarian stuff. I've actually started to develop a taste for tofu. And let me tell you something. If you told me in my 20s, Phil, one day you're going to want to eat tofu, I would have punched you square in the fucking ball sack just like that. But now I'm getting older and I'm starting to try different things. And it's better. Like, actually, you get, like, tofu, it absorbs flavor. So if you have tofu with, like, sauces and stuff that make it taste good, it's not bad at all, and it's good for you.
Now, I want you to remember how many items he has eaten on DSP Tries It that contains bacon, and also how many burgers he's consumed on DSP Tries It. But remember, guys, he never eats that stuff. It's the same guy that has midnight snack pizzas and orders midnight snack hamburgers from Wendy's and McDonald's. But remember, dudes, he knows what he's talking about. He's the healthy individual. And of course, DSP is the living meme of Homer Simpson flexing in the mirror, and he thinks his body looks good. So someone mentioned his sleeves hanging out, and of course, what does DSP do? He starts flexing his non-existent muscles, delusions of grandeur. And he also had this take where he said, people should not use medicine like Advil or any other items like that, and they should just tough through the pain that they have. Not only is he a health expert, he's also a doctor too, dude. And he said he's the healthiest he's ever been, and he's 190 pounds. And look at that, look at those big milkers right there. He may not be an ethot, but he has the milkers of an ethot. And in a moment that's actually stunningly dumb, DSP says he needs to do DSP Tries It every week. And when he didn't do it during the marathon, people were angry because he does it every week and he didn't do one that week. I'm pretty sure they complained because you took their money and refused to do DSP Tries It. Like the scumbag that you are. And this is absolutely funny, because DSP still has dreams about his old office job. Well, Phil, I'm sure you're going to experience those dreams in real life after your career is done online. He then goes on to say that he cut out all red meat in his diet. But also, remember how many burgers he eats on DSP Tries It. And then says outside of the meat he consumes, he eats vegetarian. And then he's being very cocky, and he's bragging that he made $33 already on the non-podcast podcast, and said he made $53 by being a low-effort streamer. And people are jealous of it. Imagine 20 years doing this, and you're bragging that you got $53 by doing nothing. That's not the flex you think it is. Then of course he is worried that Mafia will not hit the goal. And he's demanding support before he even starts the game. He wants one of everything right now.
Okay. Okay, let's go. In fact, can we get one contribution right now of anything? Can we get one membership, a sub on Kick, a super chat, or a tip? Anything before I begin. That way we can at least say I got some support when playing Mafia. Let's get one support right now, and then I'll finish the game. Let's go. No, not the moral support. Get that. Forget the moral support.
And DSP says he wants a new gaming chair. But he also says nothing's wrong with the one he has. And an interesting point that he made here is that he said he got a new chair, the current one that he's using, because he was upgrading everything else in his setup, so he decided to get a new chair. Now, Phil, what I remember is you saying a fan donated that chair for you. Again, give him enough time, he'll tell on himself. Then we have Sick of Myself with a movie poster, and it's the Faces of Burst, bursted soon in theaters. And we have the seal of the Happy Pig, seal of approval. Then DSP went on a rant about how he doesn't care that Sony is raising prices for their consoles because they are the leaders in the market. However, he is upset that Microsoft and Nintendo are raising their prices. Make that make sense. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you notice the past few weeks DSP has been saying he doesn't need to work a 9 to 5. He's above that and shit all over anyone who works a 9 to 5. And now he's saying that streaming is easier than a 9 to 5 and flipping the script on himself.
His first message earlier was, streaming is harder than a 9 to 5 job, get felted trolls. I disagree. I do not think that streaming is harder than a 9 to 5 job, because at least for me, I love streaming. Like, I actually really enjoy my job.
Then we have this from Rock Bottom Podcast with Ray DeVito. The guys that jack off horses for breeding purposes make money in a more dignified way than you. See, this would have hit so much better if it didn't have money attached to it, you fucking dent. And DSP is still begging like crazy because he did not hit the goal on Mafia, and now he's not going to hit the goal on Donkey Kong. And dude, he needs that money. He really, really does.
So, if you're here and you're enjoying yourselves, please support the stream. If you don't care about Donkey Kong, but you're here, please support anyway. I want to do DSP Tries It tomorrow, but we have to hit 2 goals tonight, or 1 goal tonight and 2 goals tomorrow to make it happen. Now, there's some good people here tonight that are generous, and I know that for a fact. If you could contribute tonight, please do. Let's all collectively work together and hit these goals so we could end the week with a fun DSP Tries It tomorrow. If not, well, I'm just going to pout all stream like this.
And pout and bitch he did. However, he did not hit the goal. And what was the daily rap all about? 11 minutes of money, money, yeah, yeah. As he puts this as the title, Mafia concludes, DK drags on, no goals hit, so no DSP tries it? The daily rap. And now we get to Thursday, DSP's last streaming day of the week. And Bob Starsky found this out. Apparently Dave Burnell, Phil Burnell's father, is on LinkedIn. He is apparently the director of quality at Unger Entertainment. And Dave says this. The question was, what would you do if you saw this situation? I would have first given the woman some money for her next meal. Second, I would have given the waitress back her money as well, as something above it to use for herself. Then we have Brand V. Your son could use some money, David. You should send some to him. Then this is absolutely sad. The picture on the left is Kat when she first started dating DSP. Look how skinny she was. And the picture on the right is what Kat looks like today. You can tell she's unhappy. She eats away her emotions. And everything that comes in contact with DSP absolutely destroys itself. Apparently Snow Carlo's back, or someone claiming to be Snow Carl, and he gets DSP to talk about what method of payment he prefers to be paid in. And of course it's a DSP style answer.
Snow Carl did another tip. He says, have super chats improved contribution wise, or is tipping through PayPal still more beneficial to the creator? And I agree, your set now looks amazing. Here's the truth. Again, this is the truth. I don't care. You can contribute however you want. You want to do a super chat because it's easier for you? Go for it. You want to tip? Go for it. You want to do a gifted sub over on Kick? Go for it. Doesn't bother me at all. I'm good. However you want. I don't just sit here saying, please tip me today. Just tips today, please. I don't do that anymore. I'm good. Don't need it. So thank you, Snow Carl, for another buck. See, but here's the thing. All these improvements have happened, right? Doesn't matter. Still not good enough, because every time that there's an improvement that addresses directly a criticism that I've gotten to show that I've grown and changed for the good, the goalpost moves. So it used to be, oh, you see, Phil just begs for tips all day. It's pathetic. So now I don't need to ask for specific for tips. Oh, Phil just asked for contributions. That's pathetic. Wait, what? Before it was that I was asking for tips specifically. That was the problem. Now it's just that I ask for any support at all. So that's not good. Now, if I stopped asking for support, it'd be the next thing. It would just keep going. So I don't give a fuck. I really don't. That's why I drink from my Level 1 podcast mug here from my studio, surrounded by awesome lighting, amazing gizmos and gadgets that look great, an awesome audience who chill with me and support me every day. And they sit there on the other end of their devices, hate watching me like the losers they are, wasting their life away. I don't care.
And people kept asking DSP, do something else besides food for DSP Tries It. And he refused unless someone tells him what to do. That is right, you have to do research for him. You have to tell him what to do, what will work on his content, and you also have to pay him to do said content. And then when he does said content, you have to give him more money. And of course, DSP's biggest love after food and himself is alcohol. And that's where DSP Tries It is headed. DSP Tries It, Alcohol Edition.
Would I ever do something other than food on DSP Tries It? I've already said I would. But I need feedback on what? Like someone has suggested taste test international beers against each other. And I said, I would do that. That sounds interesting. But I need to know specifically what beers. Can you come up with a list of, say, 7, 8 beers that I can get and go to the liquor store and grab singles and then I can have them ready? Because without that, I can't do it. That's the problem is everyone says, what about this idea? Good idea. Let's push it further, and then it never happens. How is it my responsibility? I don't know international beers. So if you ask someone who knows nothing to plan an event around it, it's going to suck. If you want this to happen, then you got to help me plan it because I don't know shit about international beers. You got to help me. If that's what you want, you got to make me, be aware of what's good. What would you like to see me try?
And then DSP was bragging about people being jealous of his great setup, and he has an amazing computer, and he has state-of-the-line items. And then his stream crashed in a moment of irony. And Bland Polecat points out, he dropped from 250 viewers to 60 in a matter of minutes. Of course, we've known for years that he viewbots. Whether it's him or one of his pay pigs, somebody viewbots DSP. And of course, when he restarted his computer, Windows forced updates, which made DSP very angry.
We got Mozzie with a $2 super chat this morning saying, your setup is fine, the haters are so unqualified. No, the haters are jealous. Let's be honest. They're not unqualified. They're jealous. They see this and they're like, fuck, we hated Phil for so long. We just had a hate boner for him. And now he's doing well. He's got an awesome setup. He's got crazy good capture quality. His PC runs games at the highest quality possible. This is bullshit. He used to be the guy who had the terrible peach fuzz potato camera, the awful college dorm room lighting. All of his capture looked like shit. His setup was awful and we loved it. We loved his misery. Well, now my misery's over and your misery begins and you just can't handle it. So you just sit here complaining constantly. Wham, wham, wham. We wanted to take our time. We wanted to make sure that the sequel was going to be great. So we took our time and here it is. I mean, I guess that's a
awesome setup. He's got crazy good capture quality. His PC runs games at the highest quality possible.
Entire setup crashed. The browser crashed, OBS crashed, the cameras crashed, the entire PC just went and basically said needs to shut down, so I restarted it. Everything was crashing left, right, up, and down, so I restarted the PC and now we're good. Don't know why that happens. It happens every once in a while. Who knows what the cause is? Probably modern Windows is garbage. Who knows, right? I don't know. Everything is crashing at once. You have to think it has something to do with like modern Windows.
And then we have this comment from Sidious in the chat. Have you ever considered ditching the kitty RGB lights and having a professional 3-light setup that a lot of YouTubers use? Maybe to start 2026 off with a more mature look. And of course, if you know DSP, you know exactly how we responded to this comment.
Let's get some support. Let's get that rolling for today. Let's at the very least, try to hit 1 goal. And we'll go from there, but you're not going to hear me, freak out or anything. All right? Cool. Sidious, if you say another toxic thing in the chat, I will remove you because I've had it. This week you've been pretty toxic, and you just said another ridiculously toxic thing, and I've had enough. Enough of your little snips and trying to take jabs. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that you have a stick up your ass about me. So shut the fuck up about it. Keep it to yourself. I don't want to see it again. I'm pretty much done with you because you're really pissing me off. Every day I look at the chat and he's saying something a little, oh, this sucks. Oh, this sucks. You suck. This sucks. Dude, shut the fuck up. It ain't your stream. Okay.
Then we have a $100 super chat, and get used to this, cause he wailed out like crazy, cause he really wants that DSP Tries It adult Happy Meal from McDonald's, dude. And looks like Smokey MC made another video on DSP, and he titled it, Darkside Phil, the Ultimate Beggar. And DSP kept saying throughout the day, it'd be nice if I got $400. Guys, I don't think it's gonna happen, but you never know. And when he does this, throughout the day, you know something was prearranged. He's not a very good actor. I've seen Project 7. And he's begging like crazy so he doesn't have to eat his wife's cooking. He hates his wife, he hates her cooking, he hates everything about her. So now it's your responsibility to give him money so he doesn't have to eat her cooking.
Well, we're not eating a Big Mac today. It would be the quarter pounder with cheese and some McNuggets and some fries and this probably disgusting shake and some snack wraps. Okay. All right, 30 to go. Can we hit it right now? Like I said, if we hit it right now, I'll make all the arrangements now. I'll just do it all. But I need to hit the goal right now or else we're going to play. And like I said, we have to hit it by 3:30 because I have to be able to order and I tell my wife she's not cooking, okay? No, your future stepdad doesn't come to day streams. He's usually only on night streams. No, trust me, if we do this, Kat will not want McDonald's. She'll probably end up getting something else. All right. Well, I guess we'll resume. And if we hit the goal at 300, we will be doing DSP Tries It today. So if anyone wants to contribute right now, that would be great. And then I'm going to order the food, okay? All right, here we go. Hello, everyone.
And look at that chef coming out with the Whale Mary. And he got $300. And he's still looking for more. But he says, and this is how you know he needs money and he's desperate, he will do DSP Tries It for a discounted price. Just like he did for Stellar Blade.
FYI, last chance, if you're interested in seeing me do DSP Tries It of these McDonald's adult Happy Meals and try the snack wraps today, we've got to hit 20 goals, all right? And we're at 19. Excuse me, we're at 18. So we need $45 more to hit that and then another one, all right? All right, how about this? Alrighty, you ready for this? In light of how this week went and some of the weird stuff that went down, and in light of some of the things that people have brought to light today, how about this? If we hit this goal of $300 on this stream, we'll just do DSP Tries It. Because technically, yes, there was a guy who I believe is a troll who did a bunch of gifted subs during the GTA 4 stream, and I didn't count those towards the goals this week. If I had, then actually we probably would have hit another goal, and we would have been at 20. But I took his stuff away because he started saying weird stuff, and he did email me and said weird stuff, and I get the feeling that he's going to charge back, all right? But as of now, he hasn't, and obviously I would like to end the week with the DSP Tries It. So if we get to 19 goals right now, we'll just do DSP Tries It. We'll call it 20 because technically that guy did contribute during the GTA stream, all right? So we do need to hit 300 though. So we need 445 more bucks of support in the next 45 minutes. If we get it, all right, then I will do the DSP Tries It today. But we need someone to actually do that in the next, it has to be the next 45 minutes because like I said, if we're not doing DSP Tries It today, my wife has to cook and she has to, I have to tell her whether she's cooking or not. All right. Is anyone willing to support right now? To do some subs or a tip or a super chat and get us to the goal? Because if that's the case, that's perfect and I can tell her, right? So we know what's going on. No, I'm not making a tweet explaining the deal. If someone was interested, they would have already been here. I'm not going to have people rushing to the stream now. Okay? Well, I'm laying out the offer. If we hit 19 goals, 45 more bucks to support on this stream, we'll do the DSP Tries It reward. We'll call it 20, like I said.
And he got his adult Happy Meal like a bitch. And I turned into the stream, and he's holding a chicken nugget. And he said, let's see how this tastes. Takes a bite, pauses for 40 seconds, and says, it's okay, not bad. And my question is, who the fuck doesn't know what a chicken nugget tastes like? And this is what DSP got, is the McDonald's Land meal. He got both of these, one with the chicken nuggets and one with the quarter pounder. Also includes a drink for each one, the milkshake, and also 2 snack wraps. So it was $47.86 before fees and taxes. And it also had combined 4,000 calories. But remember, dudes, he eats healthy. And he's the health expert, dude. And then he went to drink one of the milkshakes and he said, I will now have a drink of my chocolate liquid. Absolutely disgusting. Then I pointed this out. One weird thing I noticed is when DSP bites into the snack wrap, he shoves the entire end of the wrap into his mouth and takes a bite, like he's trying to deep throat the wrap. And look at this. Absolutely disgusting. Sauce all over his face. Looks like he just got done taking care of Tyrone. And then he started looking at the Happy Meal toy, and he immediately called Ronald McDonald a shill who tries to get you to eat the food. This is a McDonald Land Happy Meal. It's not an adult Happy Meal. But he is pissed that he did not get a proper adult toy in his Happy Meal. And well, this is probably what he was looking for. And remember, he's losing weight, he looks good according to him. And look at him, double fisting both of these milkshakes. And remember, dudes, I don't eat a lot of sugar, I don't drink a lot of sugar, and he's got 2 of these. And then we had a twist. Kremp returns. Because apparently DSP talked to Kremp in an email, and Kremp wanted to have a Discord call with Phil. And Phil said, no, you can't buy a personalized call from me. And this is what happened when Kremp, unbanned from the chat, comes back, and DSP is pissed.
So what happened? It looks like Kremp is gifting subs. Even though he's banned. He's banned from Kick Chat. I don't think I ever banned him from YouTube chat, but I banned him from Kick Chat, and yet here he is still gifting subs. He is banned. Apparently when you're banned, you can still gift stuff. Like there's no way to actually stop someone from gifting on Kick, which sounds really silly, but it's true. Like you can't stop a gifted boy, my hair's all screwed up. I gotta go brush it. Anyway, I got a ridiculous amount of food here. Let me go brush my hair quick, and then we'll start DSP Tries It. I got a lot here, so it's gonna be interesting. It'll be yeah, Kremp gifted a whole bunch. Let's see how many. How many just came through? Oh, they're not showing at all. Maybe these aren't real. Hold on, let me check. They're not real. I'm serious. They don't show up. Maybe it's because he's banned. They don't show up at all. They're not showing up in my revenue. So what he gifted earlier in the week did count, but what he's doing right now is not counting. Yeah. I'm not muted. No, I am not. Yeah, I'm looking right now. If you guys didn't notice, these are not popping up in chat. And according to this, I'm taking a look. None of these are counting. I see Squirt Rocks, Buckwell, and Orange Man Good all gifted subs today. These are not showing up in my queue at all. Yeah. So I don't think these are legit. I think he might have found a way to game the system and do fake subs because they're not showing at all for me. The way you can tell, if you actually go to the channel page, I have a queue that shows all contributions, and these are not showing. The only thing I can do here, if I unban him, I'm curious what's going to happen. Like, will it show up or not? But I don't think it counted. Kremp, none of your contributions are showing up, just so you know. None. So I don't know if these are legit or not, or if you found some way to game the system, but they don't show up. They don't show up in my queue. Nowhere does it say that these are legit income. So,
And then DSP put this out about his review. Even though it's not an adult Happy Meal, he's calling it an adult Happy Meal and saying it's all trash. And get fucked, Phil, because apparently McDonald's is now cutting combo meal prices after DSP got his combo. And then we get to the night stream and DSP is feeling bad. His tum-tum's not feeling very well. Of course, this is another sympathy bag. He wants more money because he feels bad, dude. Please help, my tum-tum hurts.
Thursday night fights. As long as I don't poop myself because I had McDonald's for dinner. So let's see how long I can actually fight before my guts become liquefied and I have to run to the bathroom, because that very well could happen tonight, just to be honest with all of you. Okay?
I have a question about that. I probably don't want an answer though. If McDonald's does that to DSP's stomach, and he gets the midnight burgers from McDonald's, does that mean he wakes up in his own, you know what, forget it, I don't want an answer, never mind. Then we have DSP wife Fat Chunky Hog Beast donating a sub on Kick. Apparently what people are doing is they're getting a virtual credit card with $1 on them and then buying subs on Kick, knowing that because there's not enough money on them, it gets rejected. So DSP does not get the sub, however, the pop-up notification still goes on stream. It's funny, but it's better if you don't give DSP any money at all. And it's that time of the week again. Let's see how DSP got his ass beat this week in a fighting game.
Oh my god! Woo! 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 Oh my god. Wow, dude. Yo, he's gotta be pissed. He's gotta be pissed about that. Oh man. That has got to be... Right now he's gotta be fuming. What the fuck? Oh man. Oh. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. Oh my god! Woo! 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 Oh my god. Wow, dude.
I'm a mature adult, and I'm not a children's entertainer. Time to grow the fuck up.
I can't do anything. Awful fucking player. Literally roll mash, can't stop it. His connection is atrocious. He is an awful player. Offline, he would not be a single person ever. Look at that. Why am I passing through him? I roll, it's hitting him. The game rolls back and shows him rolling through me. This is the epitome of what the Cannon brothers created with Rollback Netcode. The worst gameplay you've ever seen. This is literally what you get with Rollback. You get games played by terrible, fucking, horrendous scrubs who don't understand fighting games, rolling and mashing buttons in their fucking lag, thinking that they're good. I'll play him one more time, and then I'm not gonna rematch. I just want the points. The problem is I can't get him because he cheats so much. Literally, he hasn't done a single combo to me yet. He's a horrendous fucking scrub. A life scrub. He probably lives with his fucking grandmother. He probably mooches off with them, probably doesn't have a job. Just sits around playing this shit all day, every day, which is how he got the ranking he has, despite the fact he doesn't know how to play. That's why his internet connection's so bad, because it's probably fucking wireless. That's probably why. We know the guy's never gotten laid. We know he's never gonna have a fucking life or any friends. He just sits around roll throwing fucking CBS too. Okay. I didn't do that. Wow, what a great player, huh?
This is gonna be a match to remember.
I can't block it. I literally can't block. He rolls, mashes a button, the game won't let you pull block to the other side. It literally gives him a free combo because his internet sucks every time he does that. Can't do anything. There it goes. Didn't do anything. I walked forward, went back, got hit anyway. Literally, all he's doing is walking forward and back, mash button, roll, mash button. He gets away with it. You can't stop it because the game is busted in this fucking netcode. Look at that. Dude, I can't do anything. Roll and free combo. I can't do nothing. You can do the entire round. I'm not even pressing a button and he's hitting me. No punish! I can't even get a punish on a super, it's so delayed. I might as well not even bother. I might as well not even fucking bother. Eat this, you fucking little bitch. I rolled. He's a little bitch. He literally doesn't know how to play the game. He's a complete piece of fucking shit. Everyone knows this guy's a clown. Everyone makes fun of him online. Every CVS2 player who plays this has made fun of this guy, calling him a little bitch, cheating ass motherfucker with no fucking balls and a tiny dick. Everyone has called him that because he's just a fucking pussy. He just mashes in lag with roll throw and gets away with it, or roll mash with the Yori because his connection is the worst there is. He actually gets away with it. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm telling you, there's nothing you can do. He's just insane amounts of cheating and abusing the game, but that's busted. What a fucking loser in life and a loser in the game.
And despite DSP getting over $300 on the first stream, he did not make the goal on the fighting stream. And he's gonna say he's not gonna complain about $78 in support.
Thank you to Griffin for $1 super chat. All right, so we did 78 bucks tonight. That's not bad, okay? Not a goal, but I'm not gonna complain or cry about it. That's not bad at all.
And that's how the week ended for DSP. If you like that, click that like, share the video, leave a comment below, hit subscribe my other channels on the details of the end cards, and as always, I love each and every one of you. Hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. Peace and love.